Hey everyone, the day has finally arrived. I wanted to wait until a little bit of time has passed so I can give you one concise video and also show how my scars are doing. So today we're gonna talk about my breast reduction. Today is January the 19th. It marks exactly 2 months since I had my surgery. November 19th, 2020 is when I had my breast reduction surgery. I've always had big breasts, big boobs, run on both sides of my family. All of my siblings except for one have large boobs or more than the average size boob. As I got older, I struggle from PCOS. For those of you who don't know, it's polycystic ovarian syndrome. So maybe about, well, it's 2021 now. So about 3 years ago, 2018, I started to gain a significant amount of weight. Now, the weight was attributed to a lot of different things. At that time, my dad had just been diagnosed with ALS, and it was a very, very, very stressful time period. So because I worked from home, I ended up taking on a lot of the everyday of taking care of him, and it really threw me into a super depressive, high stress, high anxiety state, which of course did not pair well with already having PCOS. I think in about 8 months or so, I gained like 53 pounds. I really gained weight in my midsection and my breasts. So in 2018 also, as I started to gain a lot of this weight, I experienced a hernia in my back, my L3 and my L4, which is like the last two in your vertebrae right above your tailbone. And it actually happened, I was leaning forward, trying to get my nephew out of the bathtub. And when I went to stand back up, my back just was like, girl, who? We have clocked out. And I was literally stuck like that, like in an L shape, bent over for about 2 weeks. I had to sleep straight up on the couch with my feet propped up for about 2 weeks. And so I went to the doctor at that time. Of course, they just gave me like some steroid injections. And then of course, their remedy was to put me on muscle relaxers. And it was almost like an indefinite life sentence. Like, okay, well, we don't really know. There's nothing much that we can do about a hernia. Sometimes it goes back, unless it was like an abdominal hernia where they could go in and perform surgery. But because it was in my vertebrae, they just was hoping that the steroid injections eventually over time would get my back in the right place, which never happened. And to this day, partly my fault because I never really nursed the injury like I was supposed to, I still have significant back issues. I was almost 200 pounds, okay, at 5'2", 27 years old. I mean, yeah, I'm 28 now. 27 years old, I was almost 200 pounds. So I looked humongous. And of course, my boobs just, they were out there like tabletops. Like they're the first thing you saw. Previous to 2019, any job that I had before then, especially the years I spent working in a salon, I was mostly on my feet. And I also worked as a bottle waitress for a really long time. So I would be on my feet all day at the salon, ripping and running. And then I would be at the club or the lounge as a bottle waitress. So I was always moving. In 2019, right before my dad passed away, I did get a job at the company I'm at now, and it was a desk job. So that was the first time in my life that I've ever had a desk job where I'm literally sitting down all day. And so, of course, as you can imagine, that didn't really help as far as the weight gain part of it. And also the compression of sitting down all day on my tailbone, and the injury being with my lower back, it was just compounding on top of that injury. And I began to experience significant neck pain, migraines, and back pain. Fast forward to about May of last year, 2020, I finally decided, like, listen, I can't do this anymore. The boobs are getting out of control. And on top of that, I honestly started to feel like I could not hold my head up straight. And I was starting to fear that what kind of effect this was gonna have long-term on my posture as I get older. I didn't wanna be a little old lady with a hunched over back, like, you know, looking like that. And I really started to think about that on top of looking at our phones all day down, you know what I'm saying? I could see my back already starting to round. And I was like, oh no, I better get, you know, ahead of this. I reached out to my primary care physician. All of my doctors are Emory doctors. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. So since I was in high school, middle school, I used to go to Emory of McDonough, where I lived in McDonough, Georgia. And then when I moved, I just transferred to another primary care through Emory, closer to where I live now. And so I reached out to my primary care. I came in, and basically I encourage you to, like, keep it funky with your doctors and let them know, like, what you're trying to do. Don't try to be all mysterious. And I just told her, like, listen, this is what's going on. You know, I suffered this hernia and I never went back to the doctor after that. They keep giving me muscle relaxers. I can't realistically take them how they would want me to take them because I work a full-time job where I need to be up and alert, and the muscle relaxers just make you, is like getting high, you know what I'm saying? So I could only take it at night if I remembered. So I just told her, like, look, I want a breast reduction, and what do I need to do? Who do I need to talk to? What do I need to say so that I can get my insurance to cover this breast reduction? My doctor pretty much told me, like, you know, I can give you a referral to go start physical therapy. And she's like, you know, it'll be physical therapy within the Emory network. And at that point, you know, you need to be talking to your physical therapist, letting them know how you're feeling, the pain that you're feeling on an everyday basis. And you need to, like, really reiterate it every time you go in. Nope, I'm still in pain. Nope, it ain't getting no better. Nope, it ain't working. Nope, nope, nope. So that eventually, you know, hopefully they will either refer you to someone else, or they'll start to come up with a plan for you to get a breast reduction eventually. So she sent me a referral, and I started physical therapy that following week. Now, I was going twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays. I would go on my lunch break. It was right around the corner from my job, for an hour. And I did that for about May, June, July, August, September, and the first week of October. So about 4 months and a week, I went twice a week. And I know it sounds like a lot, but you're asking, like, breast reductions cost more than breast augmentations because it is a lot more intense. There's a lot more room for error. You know, they have to completely remove your nipple. They have to deal with nerves and tendons and things like that. When you're getting a breast augmentation or breast implant, all they do is lift the muscle in your breast and slip the implant underneath, suture you up, and you're done. So a breast augmentation you could probably get done for $5,000, $6,000. My surgery, at the end of the day, if I would have paid out of pocket, it would have been close to $14,000 of money, of which I did not have, okay? So I wanted to do everything that I could so that this could get covered by my insurance. My primary care physician also referred me to an orthopedic surgeon. And that was really great, like I said, because this was also within the Emory system. So, like, people, especially insurance companies, like, Emory is considered a really esteemed medical chain or branch. So I was doing virtual appointments because of COVID. I was doing virtual appointments with the orthopedic surgeon, and that was probably like once a month. And every time I spoke with her, I was telling her, like, look, I'm in physical therapy, I'm not really getting any relief, which that was not a lie, because the hernia had kind of been sitting there like 2 years. It was painful, and then I still was going to work and sitting on it every day. So even if I didn't make progress at physical therapy, I was back to ground zero by the next work day. So every time I talk to my doctor, the orthopedic surgeon, and orthopedics is not just your feet, it's literally the structure of your body, your back, you know, your knees, stuff like that. So I was telling her, like, listen, I feel horrible. You know, they're trying all these new techniques for me at physical therapy. It's not helping. It's giving me more pain and da 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 da. And so maybe at about August, my orthopedic surgeon said, okay, still go to physical therapy, but I think we should consider a breast reduction. And I had never mentioned to her that that's what I eventually wanted to do. I just kept, every time I talked to her, like, girl, I'm feeling bad. Like, this back, this breast, I'm feeling so bad, and I want to go work out, because their goal is to get you to get some relief without them having to give you surgery. So they're like, oh, well, have you thought about losing weight, and what's your nutrition like, and da da da. And then at one point she asked me, oh, I'm gonna write you a prescription so that your employer can make your workstation an ergonomic workstation, which means like your computer is up at eye level, your mouse and everything else is up. And I work for a pretty small company, and I knew off rip my boss was not gonna do that. Like, it just was. So the next time I talked to her the next month, I said, yeah, you know, I put in the request with my boss, and he said he's not doing it. So what's the next? I never even asked him, because I just knew. So they're gonna try to do everything that they can. And when it came to like the whole working out, that worked in my favor, because I was telling them, like, I can't even get a good workout in because I'm in so much pain with my boobs bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down. And it's causing so much wear and tear on my neck and my back that I can't even lose weight. And so it's causing me to gain more weight. If I could get these boobs up off me, then I could actually go to the gym. And it's not a lie, because it really was a deterrent as far as what I was able to do in the gym, because it was so heavy and it had an effect on my neck, and I couldn't find even a good sports bra to wear to the gym that would hold me up without choking me or causing major indents in my shoulder and so on. The orthopedic surgeon was the one who ended up sending me a referral for plastic surgery. Okay, so that happened the end of August. Of course, this was an Emory doctor, so it was great that everybody that I went to was Emory. So it was creating a chain of my medical records to say, like, this girl is really trying to get some relief, and it's not working out. So I had my consultation. I had to wait a whole month. My consultation was on September 29th. I'll never forget, because I was so excited. My consultation was September 29th, and I went in, and the doctor looked at me and examined me. And even though I had gained weight, the way my boobs were, they were very heavy, very full. It wasn't like, oh, okay, I had these small breasts and then I gained all this weight and they just sagged down and now they're flat. Like, they were very dense, very heavy, and my boobs went beyond my frame. So without my bra, they kind of like teardropped out. So they would come down and be all the way out and around. If I can insert a picture, I will, to show you what I mean. So my doctor was like, oh, this is a classic. Like, you know, we can tell, even though your BMI is kind of high, you know, we can also tell that your boobs were big anyway, and so they just got bigger when you gained weight, but they were already too big for your frame. And so I asked him, like, hey, you know, my deductible starts over January. It's already September. You know, what do you think is the end of September, September 29th? I said, do you think it's realistic if you submit for approval with my insurance today or within the week, that I could have surgery before the year is out? Because I had a really high deductible. So if January 1st would have come back around without me getting surgery, I would have had to pay my deductible before the insurance would take care of the remaining balance. And my deductible was $6,000. So of the $14,000 of my surgery, I would have had to pay $6,000 before the insurance would step in and cover the rest. At this point in September, I had already met my deductible for the year because I had gotten really sick at the beginning of the year and I was going to the doctor a lot. So that ate up a lot of my deductible until I reached zero. And so I wanted to take advantage of the fact that I was at a zero deductible so I can get my surgery for free. So he said, normally it takes about 5 to 6 weeks to get an approval. I'm gonna submit it today. So at the latest, you're looking at end of November, early December to have surgery. So he was like, I definitely think that I could get you in before the first of the year. So long story short, I was able to get the surgery. On the day I got my approval, it was mid-October or end of October. It was like October 30th that they actually gave me an approval, but I didn't get the letter in the mail until the first week of November. And once I received the approval, then I was scheduled for surgery like right away for the 19th of November. And actually when I got scheduled for the surgery, I was kind of like, I'm not ready. I think maybe in the back of my mind, I thought maybe I was gonna get denied. I didn't know, even though I was praying so hard, like, Lord, please, I need this surgery, child. If I can't get this surgery, I don't know what I'm about to do. And so when I got the approval, I was like, yo, I'm not ready. Like, what the heck? And I had never had surgery before. So then once I got the approval, I started to really get a lot of anxiety about, oh my God, I had to go under anesthesia. And it was general anesthesia. So they had to trach, you know, they got to put the trach in your throat so you can breathe, and you're really on a machine, like you're really out. And I was really, 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 really nervous. I went in on the 19th. I went in with some pajamas on, hair looking crazy, because they said, you know, I couldn't wear any lotion, no deodorant, no chapstick, no nothing. They don't want nothing on your body. They make you wipe down with like these alcohol pads and stuff like that. And then because of COVID, nobody could be there with you. So my boyfriend dropped me off and then he had to come pick me up. But the whole time you're there and you're in pre-op and all this other type of stuff, you're there by yourself. So it was really nerve-wracking because, like I said, I had never had surgery before and I just didn't know what to expect. The day before surgery, or 2 days before surgery, the anesthesiologist called me and really calmed me down and was like, you know, look, I know how you feel, and when you're in pre-op, we'll give you some feel-good drugs so that you're not riddled with anxiety before you actually go into surgery, and I'll make sure you're comfortable and, you know, it'll be fine. And I was like, okay. And when I actually met the team of nurses and the anesthesiologist, I mean, they were so nice. And, you know, sometimes, and this is like no shade, but sometimes like when you don't see Black people around, you're like, these people don't give up about me. You know what I'm saying? Like you looking at my nails or whatever, and like they don't give a crap about me. But these people were so nice and really made me feel like older white ladies that really made me feel like I was at grandma's house, and really comforted me and stuff like that. And once I got them drugs, once I got those drugs, it was all good. Like, it was all good. I don't really remember much about going into surgery. I remember I fell asleep in pre-op because you know, they gave me the medicine or whatever. And I remember maybe about 3 or 4 nurses that came in to gather me and get me up so that I could walk down to the operating room. And the only thing I remember is standing up. They had like this little step stool so that I could get on the operating table. And I remember stepping on the stool, getting on the table, and all I remember is the surgeon telling me to push down on the table because I think I was too far up on the table. And the light came over me, and that's it. And I woke up in recovery. And if the lady who was in the recovery room with me came right here and smacked me in my face, I wouldn't know it was her, because I have no clue what that lady looked like. I was so out of it. I remember being up and talking, and I was asking her like, how did I do? Did I do okay? Da, da, da. And she's like, oh yeah, you did wonderful. You did whatever. But I do not remember what she looked like. I don't remember what the room looked like, nothing. When I came to is when I was in the elevator being wheeled down to my boyfriend's car who was waiting for me outside. Now, I didn't find this out until after surgery that the doctor called my boyfriend and was like, hey, listen, we took a lot of boob out and she's probably gonna be in shock for like the first week or so of recovery. And so we're just letting you know so that you know how to handle it. And so he's like, yeah, the doctor called me. I was like, the doctor called you? He's like, yeah, he called me and told me that you know, you're probably going to be in shock because they were able to remove a lot of tissue and, you know, just for you to bear with the healing process and stuff like that. When I heard that, kind of made me a little nervous. And they had me bandaged up so tight that when I first got home, it looked like I had no titties at all. Like, it looked like I had nothing. And I was like, they took everything? You know what I'm saying? But I had an issue. My birthday was December 4th. So maybe about almost 3 weeks after surgery was my birthday, or like 2.5 weeks. And my boyfriend threw me a surprise party. And so, no, it was like 3 weeks. And so I thought for this surprise party that I wanted to wear a dress that I have not been able to wear since I bought it almost 2 years ago, because my boobs could not fit in this dress and I just had it sitting around. So I wore this dress and we were dancing at the party. This is the first time I've done anything really since the fall hit. And I developed a hematoma in my left breast. My left breast literally swelled up twice the size of my right. It was hard, it hurt, it was turning like purple. And basically what a hematoma is like a bruise or a collection of blood under the skin that's like deep. And it was no joke. It was no joke. And I actually got really nervous. I thought they were gonna have to go back in and perform surgery again and drain it and all that type of stuff. By the time I went to the doctor on December 11th, the doctor basically told me like I was far enough in my recovery that my body would work to absorb the blood back into my system, and it would just be a while. So what I was doing every day, 3 times a day, so I would do it in the morning before work, I would do it on my lunch break, and then also at night, is I bought a heating pad and I would have to lay it on my breast for 10 to 15 minutes because the blood had already hardened and kind of coagulated. So what I had to do was warm it up every day so that my body could liquefy, my body could absorb it back into my system. So I still have a little bit of the hematoma left right underneath my nipple, like closer to my rib cage, that I just went to the doctor last week Tuesday, or this past week Tuesday, and he said, you know, it looks good. It looks like it's healing good. It's probably going to take about 6 months before it heals completely because it was pretty intense. So I have to go back in 3 months just to make sure everything's going okay. But that was a complication. So please do not do too much. Please do not rush your recovery. Please relax. And then I went to the doctor initially on December 11th. And then on the 15th, I had to move from one apartment to the next. So I really overextended myself, packing boxes, trying to move stuff, trying to do too much. And so I had to pay the price, which was the injury, and it kind of slowed down my healing process. And as the right breast was like dropping and forming all nice, this one was all hard like a rock. And it was just, I felt like I couldn't really enjoy my boobs because I couldn't wear anything or put on anything that would show my cleavage or the shape of my boobs because they looked so uneven. And, so there's that. So just, you know, take the recovery slow, listen to your physicians and things of that nature. I'm going to show you what my boobs look like in this dress. I bought this dress in August to go on vacation with, and me and my boyfriend went on a vacation in September, and the whole dress fit me fine, but I could not get it around my boobs. And so this is another dress that has been sitting in my closet for God knows, waiting for this reduction so that I could wear it. So this is my first time putting it on. And then hopefully, oh, excuse me, got a little bit. Hopefully I can try to show you my scars. So you can see my scars are doing great. Like the scar down the middle is so faint and it's only been 2 months, so it has so much more to go. But I was really nervous about the scars, and I was like trying to prepare my boyfriend, like, you know, they're gonna be a good size, but I'm probably gonna be mutilated and da da da. You ready for that? Is that good for you or whatever? Well, if you're not, too bad, because I'm getting it done. I was really, really nervous about the scarring, but it's doing really well. Underneath this boob a little bit, like closer to my armpit because the scar goes all the way across. It is kind of raising up a little bit, but I have the silicone scar tape, which I 100% recommend. You can find it on Amazon. And also my doctor said it's really, really good for scars, more so than like scar creams. And it's a silicone, really usable tape that you put on your scars, and it helps to fade them and also keep them flat as they're healing so that you don't keloid up or they don't bubble up or raise up or anything like that. Okay, showtime. Okay, so right now I am a 38C. 38 means how far I am around. C is the cup. And hold on, y'all. C is the cup. I haven't bought a bra for real yet. I bought like a little play bra at TJ Maxx, but I ain't really satisfied with that. I know my sister got me a Victoria's Secret gift card. I've never in my life been able to shop at Victoria's Secret, so I'm looking forward to being able to do that. But these are my boobies. I'm so happy. As you can see, and this was something that the doctor explained to me, I had a lot of stretch marks because my boobs were big, okay? And he basically told me, like, you know, I can get them small, but you're still going to have stretch marks. And it may look kind of strange because your boobs are going to be small with stretch marks. So when he was making the sutures and incisions, this stretch mark here just kind of rippled a little bit. And so what we're going to do next once I'm healed is I'm going to get an injection here to make that go flat like that. So that is a little like ripple right there. And that's just from the folding of the stretch marks, which is like, I don't really care. So I'm going to try to show you my scars. Hopefully they don't take this video down or whatever, but move my hair back to the back. So let's see. And then another thing, I had really big areolas before. Like they were so big. Like any of my friends know that we would joke about my areolas all the time because they literally were like the size of pancakes. Like I couldn't even see the whole areola straight on. I would have to lift up my boob to see the rest of it. It was beyond. I also have a tattoo on my rib cage that I got when I was 17 and in college that I haven't seen in like 6 years. So now my nipples are so small and so cute, and you know, they're symmetrical and they match, and it's just people who are born with perfect boobs, like you don't know the struggle. But anyway, I'm just gonna cover up my nipple here, which is something I could not do before, and show you what my scar is looking like. So that's my scar. It's just a little line here. I'm not sure if you can see. And then it's a little line here on the side. And this is the one that I said was kind of raising up a little bit, that I have to put the scar tape on it. But that should go down once it finishes healing. And I'll show you the other one. Where's the nipple? Okay. Nipple covered. Okay, here's the other one. And like I said, today officially marks 2 months. So once they're fully healed, like this one, you can hardly see the scar. I'll have to like really lift it up. But it looks bomb. It looks bomb. So if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns that you would like for me to answer, please feel free to hit me up. I was getting so many questions that if I haven't responded to you yet, it's because I was like, okay, let me hurry up and get this video out. So I'll probably kill a lot of birds with one stone. But if there's something that I did not cover in this video, please reach out to me. Let me know if you can do it. Either if you can pay for it yourself or you have insurance that get insurance to pay for it for you, do it, okay? Do not let the fear of doing it stop you from doing it. The fear of doing it, especially because I got it done during COVID, and I was like, Lindsay, what are you thinking? Like, why would you get an elective surgery that you really don't need to survive during a time where all this stuff is going on? But I was like, you know, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I've been wanting to get this done. I can't even tell you how long. Anybody who's been my friend longer than 6 months has heard me say, man, I'm getting a breast reduction. That's it, I'm getting a breast. So it's like, it's something I really wanted to do. And I'm so much happier. On the day of my surgery, I was 191 pounds, okay? Today, 2 months later, I'm 173. So I still have a ways to go. I want to get in the 150s, but me losing the weight on my chest has allowed me a lot more mobility to be able to take care of the rest of my health and get my body back. I don't really have a lot of shape. I wasn't blessed with a big butt or hips or anything. So the one thing that I will say about my body now is I'm just relearning my identity, because my identity and where I got my curves from was always my boobs. So now I have to really get serious, or have been getting serious about my health and losing weight, so that I can form curves within my body, so that I can really enjoy the way my boobs look and I don't look like one big block. Which, that's how I felt at first, if I'm being honest. When I first got out of surgery, I'm like, well, you know, damn, I don't have no shape at all anymore. I'm just out here looking like SpongeBob. But, you know, being able to eat healthier, being able to be more mobile, getting into the gym, and really forming the body the way that I want it to look and the way that makes me happy, having the breast reduction, I could not have done it without. So I hope that answered all of your questions. Shameless plug also, this is Raina Beauty Hair. I will have this on the site on Friday. So today is Tuesday, so you have about 3 days. I have a lot of cool stuff coming up for you guys as far as Raina Beauty is concerned. Some lip products. Excuse me. See, God don't want me to give it all away. He wanted to be a surprise. So that is my breast reduction. My doctor, his name was Dr. Walsh, W-A-L-S-H. Plastic surgery for Emory Hospital. And his first name is Mark. Really nice guy. Really did a great job. And I'm healing well and I feel great. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.